Don't move.
This time on Come Dine With Me.
Keep thrashing away.
One incredibly posh estate agent.
The most expensive property I ever sold was £15 million.
No.
Two charming women.
God, is it me? I'm always the last. Because you talk a lot.
And the entertainment.
Dancing is encouraged. Yeah, you're allowed to dance.
It is my job. I would like to think that I'm quite good at it.
As four darling hosts fight for the grand.
It's like eating my toenails from when I was young.
Young and beautiful.
This week we're in Kensington and Chelsea, the borough with the longest life expectancy in the whole of the UK. And hoping not to end the lives of his fellow diners tonight is upmarket estate agent Nick Lenee Clark.
It's lovely south-facing reception room with big windows. I think I come across as being a posh snob because I take pride in my appearance and I speak properly. It's rather nice. Obviously, I went to quite a posh English traditional public school, and I made the active decision to go to a university perhaps with less tradition and with people from maybe more working class backgrounds.
I don't care where you've been to school, I don't care how much money you have, everyone's got a different opinion, and your opinion isn't necessarily always right.
Good for you, well said. Meet contestant number 2, PR assistant Nana Eshen.
Hit me. I like them square at the sides and then rounded off at the top, but not like claws. I'm not into the whole vampire look. A lot of people say to me that I am high maintenance, but that's only because I know what I think, I know what I want, and I'm not going to compromise on it. Simple as that.
Oh, good luck pleasing her. Nick kicks off his preparation with dessert, Sissy's Chocolate Elizabeth.
Maybe it's the chocolates are made by somebody called Sissy, and Elizabeth is the lady, so I'm rather thinking this is a lady who's hostessing the dinner.
Not even close. Brace yourself for our third competitor, Air Stewardess Louise Childs.
Oh, my passport's on the bed. Sometimes I find I can go off at a tangent, and I think that's to do with accumulation of jet lag.
So many countries in so little time.
Sissy was my great-uncle's cook. Chocolate, because it's got chocolate in it. Elizabeth could be possibly something to do with the Queen.
Well, it's your recipe, old boy.
An Elizabeth? Isn't Elizabeth a dessert?
Completing our lineup is professional musician Robbie Humphries. Oh, Robbie, you've got something on your face there.
When they first meet me, most people do mention the fact that I have this moustache.
Droopy.
I wouldn't say I'm particularly eccentric, no. I just have this ridiculous piece of hair growing out of my top lip.
Well, it looks pretty eccentric to me. Nick's busy whisking eggs.
This is a real problem with hand whisk. It will get stiff, Pete. It's getting wet and frothy.
That's it, give it some welly.
Keep thrashing away.
Looks like you've had plenty of practice.
You know what? That is fine.
Whites whipped, he folds them into a mixture of melted chocolate, yolks and sugar.
That looks lovely, doesn't it?
That's one word for it. Nick douses his sponge with coffee and spoons on the chocolate mixture.
Mmm. Yum.
Fit for HRH herself. On to the main. Tournedos Rossini with gratin dauphinoise and vegetables.
I thought Rossini was a composer.
Unlikely to be eating him, though, eh?
I can hopefully cook people's beef to their tastes. If they like it charcoal, they can have it charcoal, but hopefully they'll all like it rare.
Beef I'm really fussy about because I don't like blood.
Better get it right, Nick. Next, he layers potatoes for his gratin dauphinoise.
So now I'm just going to melt my crème fraîche stuff. I've only got silver spoons, I don't have stainless steel ones.
No, that would be frightful, what? He pours on a mixture of crème fraîche, milk, mustard and seasoning.
This is meant to nicely dribble down and fill the whole dish.
And it's in to cook until his guests arrive. Main out of the way, it's on to the starter. Galettes au chèvre et confiture d'oignon.
That's not horse and onions, is it?
Nay.
No.
Goat's cheese, I love goat's cheese, and I'd be a right fool if it's not goat's cheese.
Well, it is.
Galette is a sort of airy, savoury pancake. Crêpe type thing, maybe.
Nick combines egg with buckwheat flour and water.
I'd say my menu is probably French fine dining, actually. Food does sound posher in French.
I hope it's not put in French just to be pretentious.
What are you saying about the French? He cooks his galettes on a hot plate, then positions goat's cheese and onion jam.
Folded over nicely. Lovely.
Before setting aside until later.
Ready for the oven. I think I've done all I can. Now, it's in their hands.
Time to get ready for your guests. Nice colour combo. First to arrive is Head in the Clouds, Louise.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
How nice to meet you.
How lovely to meet you
Nick.
too. Hi, Nick.
How are you?
Cheers.
Lovely to meet you. Thank you, Celine.
Are you French?
I'm not French, no.
Does he sound French?
Do you want a quail's egg?
Oh, quail's egg, why
or quail
not?
egg, I should say. OK, that's great.
Enjoying that?
I tried the quail's egg with a bit of the shell on, probably half the shell, only because I couldn't peel it off. It didn't sort of come off with the, is it the foreskin or the underskin?
Underskin, I hope.
So I had to eat the shell, and it was nice. It was like eating my toenails from when I was young.
Times were hard then, weren't they? Next in, it's no-nonsense Nana.
Hello.
Hello.
How nice to meet you.
I'm Nana.
Hello.
Lovely
Come on
to
in.
meet you. My first impression of Nick was that he looked incredibly posh. The pink salmon stroke red trousers look is very kind of Eton Tory posh boy.
Oh, say what you really think.
Nana or Nana?
Nana.
Nana, like nanny.
Like, but it's a Ghanaian name. My parents are Ghanaian.
Finally, it's the splendidly mustachioed Robbie.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Nick.
Hi, Nick.
Nice
Robbie.
to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you
Come
too.
on in.
Oh. Toulouse-Lautrec.
Toulouse-Lautrec?
Yeah.
You what?
No.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Must have been somebody else I saw.
He went, I'm sorry, who? I'm not Toulouse-Lautrec. He just doesn't know who Toulouse-Lautrec is, and I don't either.
Why say it then?
Well, cheers. Here's
Cheers, here's to the
It's been
week.
a
Here's
really
to the
great
week.
time.
How exciting.
Yeah.
Coming up, raw meat.
None of yours is a little bit rare. Would you like me to
It's
cook one a
very
bit better
rare.
for you?
If you wouldn't mind.
I have
because
another
it is
one I can cook a
incredibly
little
pink.
bit better.
Raw nerves.
You've got more experience than me. You've travelled more, you've seen more things, you've done more things. So.
You trying to say she's older?
Well, you are older, that's a fact.
And raw opinions.
To fund my gap year travels, I was, it's not just go travelling and have a jolly time and, on holiday.
A gap year.
It's the first night in the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea, where posh estate agent Nick Lenee Clark is trying to impress his guests.
I think everyone's quite jolly. Everyone's up for it. Let's see what they think of the food. That's going to be the next challenge, isn't it?
Time to find out if he can do it with his goat's cheese pancakes.
Great, thanks.
I don't think I've had goat's cheese before.
He loves it. He's got a mouthful already. Onions are lovely.
They'd be good for the throat. Onions.
They're good for the throat.
Good for the throat, yeah.
I thought these sort of upset the stomach and sort of made you a little bloated.
All right. OK.
At altitude. At altitude. Onions aren't
At
great
altitude.
to have at altitude.
Really?
No, they're not.
Next time I climb
Not sure I've
Everest.
had onions at altitude before.
You haven't lived.
I have to say it sounded better on paper than it actually looked on the plate.
The starter I would never have ordered in a restaurant, and after tasting that I never would.
I don't think she likes it.
Just say, your moustache is dropping on the left-hand side. I really like it, it's
What
great.
do you use? Is it wax or something, or...?
Yeah, it's wax.
He sort of pushes it in his ear and then sort of twiddles it out again. It says
How does it fit in with what you do for work?
Well, I'm self-employed.
Okay.
I'm a
That
musician.
Robbie is an interesting character because he's very flamboyant in his dress, but not so much so with talking.
How about you, Nana? What do you do?
I am a PR assistant for a international professional services company, I should say. It's not very exciting.
Louise, what do you do then?
I fly.
You fly?
Well, I don't fly.
You fly
You actually fly planes, or what
No, I don't. No, I'm not
just
brave
travel?
enough for that. I'm
An air stewardess.
yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm an air stewardess.
What do you do, Nick?
I'm an estate agent.
Boo!
You know, but every time I say that, I expect
we
that
stay in
reaction,
touch?
and I'm ready for it.
Sorry.
So what's the most expensive property you've ever sold?
The most expensive property I ever sold was £15 million.
No. Estate agents would like to think there's a difference between a high street estate agent and someone who sells £15 million properties. But at the end of the day, it's all about commission.
Thanks, Professor.
I've always thought that if my creative enterprises go very badly, I would become an estate agent.
Not with that moustache, you wouldn't. Time for the main.
How does everyone want their steaks?
I would like mine done on the medium side of rare, please.
Medium side of rare.
I would like mine well done, not incinerated.
Hopefully this will be easier for you, Nick. I'll just have mine medium rare.
Bloomin' fusspots.
I think my dinner party's going quite well, yeah. I think everyone seems to be getting on quite well. I'm not nervous about it at the moment.
Hopefully your confidence is justified. Here it is, Tournedos Rossini with gratin dauphinoise and veg. Better hope they're cooked okay.
Thank you very much.
Robbie works.
That's not looking good.
Oh, God, that's delicious.
None of yours is a little bit rare. Would you like me to
It's
cook one a
very
bit
rare.
better for you? I have
If you wouldn't mind.
I have
because it
another
is
one I can cook a little
incredibly
bit better for you.
pink
I'm going to make sure that she's got one which is more to her liking.
Gosh, that's bally decent of you.
Nick seems like quite a soft kind of person. He's quite easy to get along with. He seems to be embracing other people's opinion, which I really appreciate.
I'm hoping this is going to be more suitably cooked. Now, if you cut into the middle of that and it's red, I'm going to be very disappointed. Oh no, it is.
It's fine. It's fine.
Eat it. Pretend it's your last meal.
Are you adverse to it to the point where you don't like it on your plate, or you just don't like eating it? Because I can remove it if you don't like it on your plate. If it's putting off the rest.
Why not try everything once? If you don't like something, put it in your mouth. If you don't like it, you just spit it out. In a tissue, if there's one handy.
Good advice.
Louise and I might clash because Louise is very forthright. If I don't want to eat it, I won't.
Woo!
It's quite fascinating to meet somebody who's just totally set.
Do you like pâté on its own?
I love pâté.
Can I give you some of that instead?
Yes,
Should I get rid of that and give you some pâté
Yes, please.
instead?
Yes, please
Let's
do.
that.
Yeah,
And
fantastic.
everyone's
Thank
happy.
you. I feel really sorry for Nick because he's obviously not used to cooking.
For you.
It's her prerogative. She's not happy with it as it is, then she obviously doesn't really appreciate that sort of taste echelon.
Taste echelon, that's a new one.
As I was cooking it today, I kind of thought, God, this is a pain in the... no wonder people don't do this every night.
I'm shocked you
Like
don't have
they used
staff,
to.
darling.
Exactly. Well, when people did have staff,
So close.
it would have been an awful lot easier, wouldn't it? But
Halcyon days.
What sort of person is Nick? He's very English. He strikes me as being a public school boy.
Very astute.
No two ways about it. He's definitely posh. And I would expect someone like that to look down their nose at certain people and certain sectors of society.
Not that you're being judgmental.
I tried my best with the evening so far. Didn't like it, and shame.
Well, when you've sold a £15 million house, who needs a grand? Still, perhaps he'll pocket some small change with dessert. Sissy's Chocolate Elizabeth.
So Sissy
Who's
Is
this?
your mum?
was
Auntie?
my
Grandma?
great uncle's cook.
Oh, OK.
Are you not a coffee fan?
You might say I'm
Have to watch
fussy,
her.
but I say I'm discerning, and I know exactly what I like and what I don't like. And I don't like coffee. I don't drink coffee.
We'll have our likes and dislikes, but some have more dislikes than likes.
That's not true because I like lots of things, lots of different.
But I
things.
like more.
Okay.
Right?
You've got more experience than me. You've travelled more, you've seen more things, you've done more things.
You're trying to say I'm older.
You're trying to say she's older?
Well, you are older, that's a fact.
Taxes!
I think maybe she's the one who's going to put the stick in the fork. Or is it the fork in the wheel?
Spanner in the works, perhaps?
I think Nana had quite an impact on the evening. She was very particular about what she wanted and particular about what she liked.
Nick's dessert being a recipe that his great uncle or great aunt's cook had made up was very fitted in with his whole posh boy theme.
It's not a theme, he's always posh.
I did my best to manipulate the more tricky characters that I was presented with. So we shall see how I scored with them.
Yes, we shall.
The food was below par in my opinion, so I'm going to give Nick a 5.
Tonight, I'm going to give Nick a 6.
Tonight, I'm going to score Nick a 7.
So our first host, Nick, kicks off the week with a less than noble 18 points. After last night's fancy menu, I know what I like, PR assistant Nana Eshen is ready to put her money where her mouth is.
I'm a very confident cook, and I do practice all my dishes to make sure I'm never one to go, off-piste. I like a recipe, I test it. If it needs amending, I'll amend it. There you go.
But Nana's guests aren't sure what to expect after her performance last night.
I look forward to seeing what Nanny's food is like because she was quite critical of mine. I'm expecting that it's not necessarily going to be a massively adventurous menu.
And Louise is borderline worried about Nana.
She's not the sort of girl to hold back on her views. If she feels something, she'll definitely put it forward. I can see she likes to talk, and maybe once she gets started, maybe she won't stop.
Back in the kitchen, it's time to press on with Nana's starter, cauliflower soup with truffle oil.
Be interested to see how she turns it into a soup that tastes of something.
I think cauliflower soup could be a little dodgy if you're going to fly.
Best not dwell.
I think soup can be seen as easy because you can make it ahead of time and then it's just reheating. But if it's really super tasty, like I think this is going to be, then yeah, bring it on.
Super tasty! Yeah. Nana heats cauliflower, potato and onion along with cream and stock before blending.
That's really tasty. Even if I do say so myself.
And even if it looks like sick. Soup prepared, it's time for her dessert, passion fruit posset.
A lot of people don't actually even know what posset is. Because we're quite young, Louise probably will. She's probably the most mature of the group.
Careful.
I'm not sure what posset is. Sounds like some type of bunch of flowers.
Not quite. Nana juices passion fruit and lemon.
I'm cooking for me. This is what I like cooking, and they'll have to like it or lump it, unfortunately.
Yes, stuff them. They'll only be scoring you later. She then warms cream with sugar.
It's deceptively simple, I would say.
I don't think it's a bad thing to have straightforward dishes. I think it's probably, in a competition, quite a good idea.
With lemon and passion fruit juice added, Nana's posset is hopefully perfected. Now for the main, pan-fried sea bass with roasted red pepper sauce and broccoli puree.
I think she better cook the sea bass pretty well after being so fussy last night about the steak.
I think people will notice the effort that I've gone into for this dish, and it's going to be really nicely presented.
For her puree, Nana blitzes broccoli and leek. Simple as that.
Now I just need to season it. Lots of salt. It's easy to just put the vegetables in a pan, boil them, we'll stir-fry them, and this is different.
Ooh, fancy. For the sauce, she combines roasted red pepper with shallot, wine and stock.
That's looking really nice.
A splash of lemon juice and it's ready.
To be reheated later.
Food prepped, Nana's feeling confident.
I think I am going to win. I don't think I could have done anything better. I've pulled out all the stops. It's a great menu, and if it doesn't win, I'll be stunned.
Your guests will decide that. First to arrive, it's Louise.
Hello, darling. How are you?
Oh, how are you? You look gorgeous.
Thank you. Come in. You
Wow,
look stunning. Absolutely stunning. Come in. Do come in.
Oh, what a beautiful flat.
Everything's delightful. Next in is refined Robbie.
Hello. Wow, look at you. I love the shoes.
Thanks. How you doing?
Hello. Really well.
Yeah. I love your shoes as well.
Yeah.
They're stunning.
You know, I went to a convent
cherries.
and we weren't allowed to wear patent because the nun said it would reflect our knickers.
Lucky he's not wearing a kilt. And last but not least, here's Nick.
Hello, Nicholas.
How are you?
Really well fixed. Come in.
Nana's flat's pretty minimalist, but pretty bling at the same time. It's like walking inside Nana's mind, which is quite exciting, really.
We've got very good taste, haven't we?
Absolutely.
You're a little bit smarter than me.
Look, it's Worcester and Worcester. Time for Nana's guests to dip into their starter of cauliflower soup with truffle oil and homemade croutons.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I beg your pardon.
Delicious, lovely. I think I can smell the truffles.
Bon appétit, tout le monde. When the soup came initially, I went to get the soup spoon. Ha ha, lo and behold, no soup spoon.
The horror!
So I used the dessert spoon, which was on the right-hand side. And maybe it was because the soup was a little thicker.
That's it, ladle it in.
Croutons are really good.
Oh, thank you. Homemade this afternoon.
I enjoyed the soup. It was more of a puree than a soup, I would say.
I couldn't really imagine how you're going to make cauliflower taste of anything other than water, or how you're going to make it thick, but she managed to do both those things.
Seems Nana's confidence is starting to pay off. Hopefully she'll continue to impress with her main. She pan-fries her fish to be served with her liquidized veg. And it's ready! Sea bass with broccoli puree and red pepper sauce.
And this is a pea puree, is it?
It's a broccoli puree. It's got leeks in it as well. And then it's a roasted red pepper sauce to go with it.
I'm very impressed with your textures. You're obviously
That's
quite
lovely.
a textural person.
I try and have different textures, just so it's interesting.
Maybe quite a lot of puree. I felt like I was eating space food.
So, guys, one of my big passions is politics.
Uh-oh.
So would you say your political views are you're quite determined and you know exactly what you think and you're very much of this particular...
I won't be swayed, I'm confident.
You're
of my
confident of
political
your...
opinions.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
as I'm sure you are as well.
I am too.
Fantastic.
Are you not?
Oh, no, I am
You've
very
asked
much
a lot of
so.
questions.
I am definitely left of centre, but I think the extreme of the right is not somewhere that I feel comfortable and doesn't...
The extreme of the right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying that I'm...
No, I didn't say you extreme right.
Tread carefully, Nana.
This is why the current government have actually done some marvellous things, because one of the things they said is, right, you don't just get this, you actually have to work for it.
Absolutely.
And it might be that you're working for free, but it's not, because essentially you're still getting the benefits.
Yeah.
To fund my gap year travels, I was, it's not just go travelling and have a jolly time and, on holiday.
A gap year?
Meet Louise on the plane and that kind of thing. It wasn't really like that. It was go and actually earn your money to go travelling, so you actually understand what it's like to have a job and that things don't come for free.
Nick's political views didn't surprise me at all. It's quite an 80s Maggie Thatcher kind of mentality.
If we were to take it down to the bare bones on a one-on-one situation, knowing each other better, Nanu and I's politics might be more extremely different.
Who's Nanu?
I was surprised that Nana was very keen on politics, and she obviously is very keen on it because anything she says is particularly correct in her mind.
That's posh speak for she talks too much.
I definitely think I've done enough. I've gone to a lot of effort. I think the food's been very tasty, even though I do say so myself.
Well, let's see if dessert lives up to your hype. Nana's serving passion fruit posset.
What is that? That's gorgeous. Did we read about that? No. Is that the posset or the posset?
Posset.
Posset.
It's not the pussy.
Posset.
It's a posset.
The posset?
It's a
I'm going to
posset.
give it a start, the pussy.
Posset. No,
Posset.
it would be P-O-S-S-E-T-T-E if it was posset.
No, it's posset.
I'm not sure about pussy.
Nor am I. Taxis!
Poussey. Poussey. Don't get your tongue twisted on that one.
Heavens no.
The dessert was beautiful. It was beautifully tart. It was perfectly cooked. I was very impressed by that, actually. I think that was definitely the best course of the evening.
They ate all of it and complimented me on it, so I think it was a bit of a winner.
It's perhaps a little bit minimalist for me. Therefore, I'm giving her a minimalist 7.
I'm going to give Nana a 7.
This evening, I'm going to give Nana a 7.
So Nana manages to beat Nick, bustling her way to the top of the leaderboard with 21 points. Coming up, force feeding.
Just try a tiny bit, I promise you.
This little bit here.
Moustache stroking.
Is it very soft or hard?
Touch it.
Oh, it's softer than I thought.
And barely coping.
Oh, I've done it all wrong. Well, oh, sorry, that's going to have to all start again, isn't it?
It's day 3 of the competition in Kensington and Chelsea, and tashed troubadour Robbie Humphries is hoping he can play a blinder.
My only tactic is to prepare things well, put everyone at ease, play some nice music, and have a good time.
But some of his guests are dubious.
I'm not sure why I don't think that Robbie can cook. It's just something about him. Maybe it's because he's very bohemian.
This is a moustache thing, isn't it? Don't worry, he's not going to stir it with his moustache.
I think tonight's going to be very interesting, actually, because Robbie, I think he's got a lot of flair. He's a real individual and character.
Could be a bit of a dark horse, then. Time to crack on with the starter. Smoked salmon and fennel salad with juniper berries.
Well, Nana's mentioned that she doesn't like raw food, so I'm going to have to challenge her this evening.
Good luck with that.
He probably thought he was onto a winner with that one. Not with me, unfortunately.
Robbie begins by crushing juniper berries.
Which isn't that easy. It's like shooting fish.
No, it isn't. He adds double cream to the berries and blends.
This was caught in Norway 2 days ago. Guess it's exciting.
Sure, it doesn't take much, does it? He marinates chopped fennel in a lemon dressing.
Bang it in juice. Boom.
Before assembling.
Just a little bit of this. Excellent. That's my winning starter finished.
Open a packet of smoked salmon, shove it on a plate, bit of fennel and a few berries. That's not cooking, in my opinion.
You think that's bad? Wait till you hear how bohemian Robbie's main is. Chicken crumble with green beans.
Actually, that sounds sort of revolting.
It can't be sweet, please. It can't. It just can't be sweet.
He grates celeriac and chops, well, I'm not sure what that is.
These are purple carrots. Apparently all carrots used to be this colour, but some guys in Holland decided that they wanted them orange.
Wacky. Robbie retrieves his roasted chicken.
So the next task is to pull her apart.
Charming. To a white sauce, he adds celeriac, broccoli, carrot and leek and hurls it into a dish along with his bird.
And I'm going to put the breadcrumbs on just before it goes in the oven.
Crumble created. Time for dessert. Bread and butter pudding.
Yum. It's all sort of really comforting, warming stuff.
It's not something I would do for a dessert, for a dinner party. It's more like something you'd have in the week with leftover bread.
Robbie starts by heating milk for the custard, chucks in vanilla pods to infuse, then whisks eggs eccentrically.
Could also use it for starting a campfire, if I had sticks rather than a balloon whisk.
His milky mixture is added to the eggs.
Wow, that looks like the milkiest, sugariest, eggiest pink bowl of joy.
He drenches sliced brioche and raisins with his pink bowl of joy and seasons with a grating of nutmeg. A quick change, and his guests are here. First in is upper-class Nick.
Hi, Nick.
Nice
Great.
to see you.
Good to see you too, man.
I love this. It's
Thanks.
so cool.
Come in.
Very cool. It's cool. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. And not expecting much from tonight, here's Nana.
Hello,
Hi, Nana.
Robbie.
How you doing?
Lovely to see you again.
Lovely to see you too.
This is very... This is going to sound awful and really rude.
But you're going to say it anyway.
But this is like before you're going to wallpaper the wall. Yeah, you like strip it down. Is that intentional?
That's the look.
Deliberate. Wow.
And last to arrive, it's Louise.
Hi.
How are you?
Great, thanks. How are you doing?
Yeah, I love this flat. It's so unusual.
Oh, wow.
Ruddy heck, she's come as Brittany.
Do you want to give me a
Where
coat?
should I put that?
Give me that, and I'll
Oh,
give you
that's
that.
wonderful. Thank you.
What Louise wore tonight is definitely something I would not wear.
Louise's outfit is radical. She knows how to put on a show, evidently. I think she's expecting quite a good time tonight.
And the good times hopefully start here, beginning with a challenge for raw food-hating Nana. Smoked salmon and fennel salad with juniper berries.
All right. Great, please tuck in. They're not going to go cold, but you go for it.
Shove it down your cake, old love.
You're attacking that.
No, I know you're not particularly keen on raw things, but this is probably the finest smoked salmon in the world. So
I know.
Just try.
It does taste very fine.
No, I've had all kinds of smoked salmon, and I really don't like it.
Just try a tiny bit, I promise you.
I'll try a tiny
You'll
bit.
taste lemon and you'll think that's delicious.
this little bit here.
Okay.
The toilet is straight down.
I can't.
Oh, come on, give it a try.
Think about the starving people in the world.
I just swallowed it and had some wine very quickly, so yeah. Not a great experience.
It was such a token effort that it was really
Spit it out.
not polite.
Best move on, I think.
This is something very special that I won recently. This is a silver award in the British Beard and Moustache Championships.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Oh,
It's hardly the Nobel Prize.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Is it very soft or hard?
Touch it.
Do you want
Can I touch it?
Yeah, please.
Oh, it's softer than I thought.
It's actually nice to have some friends fondle it rather than random strangers on the tube.
Nothing like a friendly fondle. And on that bombshell, time to serve his main.
Let's give it a go, see how it is.
Robbie's ready to rumble with his chicken crumble.
What do you think, Isn't
It tastes savoury, which is good, because I was scared it was going to be sweet. When it said crumble, I didn't know whether it was, you know, it was going to be a fruity crumble with chicken in it.
Perhaps the word chicken was a clue?
The main tasted really nice. I like the breadcrumby top. What are they?
If Nana likes it, it must be nice.
If I was in a farmhouse and I'd just done a day's work in manure with a pair of wellies on, it would have been great.
Not in that outfit.
If there was anything that you could bring back from any other time, what would that be?
Chivalry.
Chivalry.
I'm a complete feminist. I make no apology for that at all. But that doesn't mean that someone can't open a door or whatever. I think that's just manners.
Yeah.
That's just really good manners.
But then if you're a feminist, you wouldn't expect that to happen, really, would you?
I think that's maybe what I like about the 50s, where there was chivalry and, you know, people were really kind and nice to each other.
Sorry.
I'm eating. Oh, God, is it me? I'm always the last.
Because you talk a lot.
Sorry.
It's actually...
Ouch.
Maybe Nana wouldn't be somebody who would become a best friend. No, well, she wouldn't become a best friend.
I'll just shut up for a while, shall I?
No.
Well, she wouldn't be somebody I'd hang out with, to be honest, and that's meant and it's not meant in a bad way.
I think if Louise is accusing me of talking too much, it takes one to know one, quite frankly.
Best get your guitar out quick, Robbie. You all right, Nick? You comfy there?
Well, my mama was a tailor. She sewed my new blue jeans. My father was a gambling man down in New Orleans.
The entertainment was fantastic. Cannot fault it. And in my eyes, Robbie he's just the best.
Dancing is encouraged. Yeah, you're right to dance.
Steady on, Brittany.
There is this house in New Orleans.
It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I loved it. I loved every second of it.
Hang on.
Fantastic.
She's still going.
I think the entertainment went down really well. It is my job. I would like to think that I'm quite good at it.
With Robbie's night getting the crowd going, there's one final chance for him to make his play for the grand with dessert. Bread and butter pudding.
I can taste the nutmeg. That's good.
I can taste cinnamon.
Cinnamon, yeah.
Lots of eggs in it. Is that egg yolk or...?
There's a lot of eggs in there. Well, you know, it's bread and butter pudding. You've got to do it right.
Do you know Kensington rhyming slang?
Kensington rhyming slang?
I've never heard of it.
No, I've never heard of that.
Hair, crème de la mer.
That's hilarious.
Your throat is your barber coat.
Oh, that's great.
No, this is a bit rubbish.
I think you mean ballet and tap. One's love and carriage has arrived.
I love dessert because I just thought that it just sort of fitted the whole cosy, stodgy atmosphere.
My main memory of the evening, it was Robbie playing with his friend Brendan.
Make of that what you will.
Even if I don't win, I'm going to feel that I've done my best, and I feel proud of myself, you know.
Good for you, fella.
Tonight, the entertainment was fantastic. The food was hit and miss. So tonight, I'm going to give Robbie a 7.
He excelled in his entertainment. That's why I'm giving him an 8.
The whole night sort of encompassed Robbie, his personality, the food, the wine, the hosting. Therefore, I'm going to give him a 9.
So, Robbie rocks to the top of the leaderboard with an impressive 24. It's the final night of the competition in Kensington and Chelsea, and cabin steward Louise is hoping to be air hostess with the mostess.
Let's face it, we don't cook a full meal on board. But I do like to give a nice service to somebody.
Think the jet lag's getting to you?
I imagine she knows how to work a microwave very well from the long-haul flight she does for her job.
She's quite ditzy, and I can imagine her getting herself into a bit of a flap, so maybe she's kept it quite simple.
She travels a lot, so probably going to be quite inspired by travel.
Spot on! Louise kicks off her prep with her starter, Thai fish cakes.
I love Thai fish cakes. I love Thai food.
I like Thai, I like fish, and I like cakes.
The fish smells a little bit fishy. I don't think it's gone bad. Let me just wash it. I think we can probably get away with it.
Your guests do need to be alive to score you tonight. To her fishy cod, she adds curry paste, fish sauce, sugar and flour.
The smell of the fish has gone.
You sure about that? Thank goodness.
So, where are we?
You're in your kitchen, dear. Mixture formed into patties, Louise adds to hot oil and deep fries.
I'm quite pleased with them. They're looking good. Out of all the places I've been, Thailand is one of my favourites. It really is the land of smiles.
Well, here's hoping your fish cakes put a smile on the faces of your guests later. Time to move on to the main. Picanha.
Picanha.
Picanha? No idea.
That's got to be South America. Must be. I can't... Maybe it's Australian.
Right, the first time it's Brazilian beef.
My main course is usually done over a grill in Brazil.
How brill! What a thrill. Sorry, I've gone mad.
I'm just going to cook it with sea salt and pepper. That's it. Vegetarians, look away now.
Bit late for that. Oh, my goodness me. Louise slices the cap of the rump into steaks.
And then for Mrs, we're going to do a smaller bit for her so it's well cooked.
Probably wise.
Right, that's it. I'm going to salt and pepper it. That's what I've got to do.
Steaks sliced and seasoned, there's just dessert to prepare. Cappuccino, crème brûlée.
Oh, no. I don't like coffee and I don't like crème brûlée at all.
I love crème brûlée, so I'm excited.
Right, start off with the cream. Straightforward. Place it in a large saucepan, yeah. 1 cinnamon stick.
Next, Louise measures in coffee.
Oh, that's upside down.
That isn't a good start.
I can't work this thing out. It's new, you see. I've never used it before. It's only from the pound shop.
You were robbed. She adds the instant coffee to her cream.
Oh, God, that looks gorgeous already. Maybe I'll serve it like this.
Yeah, I wouldn't if I were you.
Aha! Oh, I've got one up there. Oh, God, have I got to climb up again now? Bloody hell. Whoops. Oh!
Don't try this at home.
Thank the Lord I do yoga. Ah, that's what I was looking for. There you go.
She separates eggs.
Remove and rinse the vanilla pod.
Could you just say that again?
Remove and rinse the vanilla pod.
Thanks.
But of course, reading that makes me realise that is not the vanilla pod. OK, well, we'll jump that bit.
Are you sure you're following the recipe?
I put everything down to jet lag, you know. If anything goes wrong, it's just jet lag. It's a fantastic excuse.
You're not fooling anyone.
I always like a challenge, and this is certainly a challenge for me. If I can pull it all together and not make too many mistakes, do you know what I mean? That is brilliant. I might even change my profession.
Yeah, I wouldn't request your P45 just yet.
For the Serbian, whisk together with the stock syrup, that's that, in a bowl over simmering water. Oh, bludgeons alive.
Everything all right?
It's quite a complicated dessert. Basically, so far, I have made a right...
load of scrambled eggs.
Oh, I've missed out a bit. Oh, I've done it all wrong. Well, oh, sorry, that's going to have to all start again, isn't it?
Well, we'll spare you that. Louise repeats the whole process before caramelising under the grill.
Oh, my dears. I think you've had enough cooking, maybe.
I should say, if you want to try and follow Louise's recipe properly, log on to the Channel 4 website where you can add this and others to your own online scrapbook.
This is ready, that's ready. I'm ready, middle ready, bottom ready. Go and change.
First in is Nana.
Hello, darling.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm very well.
Followed by Nick.
Not today, thank you.
Hello.
Come in, Nick.
How are you?
Oh, my God, you look lovely. It's got garlic. I think it's meant to be just plain cream cheese.
Oh, it's nice with the garlic.
Uh-oh, caviar overboard.
Don't move. Really, don't move. Don't move. Don't move.
Watch and learn.
Don't move. Don't move.
Good technique.
Oh, you've done this before.
Impressive.
Yep. I had to improvise, which often you have to do on board. It's happened more than one time on board with me.
She dealt with it very, very well. She's obviously very experienced in these sorts of things. There are worse things to be spilt on one's dress than caviar.
And last in is current front runner Robbie.
Thank the Lord it's not paparazzi. Robbie, welcome! Oh, what a darling. You look fantastic.
Oh, likewise.
Everyone sitting comfortably?
Chin.
It's the last night.
Coming up, uninvited passengers.
Isn't it lovely?
No.
And panic in the air
Oh, my God, I'm nearly there. I'll just finish it off.
as someone takes off with the grand.
The one and only...
It's the final night in Kensington and Chelsea, where it's the turn of air stewardess Louise Childs to try and bag the grand.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try one. Yeah, very hot. Fabulous.
Time for your guests to give them a go. Thai fish cakes.
Yum.
I've never cooked this before.
Have you not?
No, I've never cooked it, I promise.
What?
Oh, my God, I've just got something really nice.
I thought the starter was pretty good. Big balls of cod.
So does anyone have any weird stories that have happened to them whilst they've been travelling? Louise, I'm looking right at you.
Victoria Falls, we were on the campsite and I was sharing a tent with a friend.
Yeah.
And I woke up in the morning and I said, what is that dreadful smell? Is that you?
And good morning to you.
There was a squashed, obviously dead, dung beetle. When they're squashed, they stink. And I actually got him and I had him put in plastic. He's over there.
No.
Yeah, he is.
You're not fetching it, are you?
Here's Mr. Dung Beetle. Maybe not a great thing, but listen, don't worry about it. Listen, he can't get out. You enjoy your food. I'm serious. Look, there's the. Can you see the dung?
It's massive.
Oh, hell no.
Lovely, a massive chunk of dung.
Isn't it lovely?
No. Insects and animals and poo, not good.
There was a slight look of horror on her face.
I'm not sure she did that.
I need to consider other people a little bit more.
Better get back in there then.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
May I
Come in,
take
come
an
in.
order? May I take an order? Madam, how would you like your steak cooked?
Please.
Well done.
Absolutely no blood and cooked through.
Nothing
But
like
not
mine.
burnt.
Not burnt, not incinerated.
Okay.
Here we go again.
What kind of steak is it?
Well, it's canchim. It's the cap of the rump.
Okay.
So it's Brazilian.
Okay, and you
That's a type of beef to you and me.
Well, I will probably still have it rare.
I think it's overdone. But you know what? I'd rather keep Nana happy tonight because she wasn't happy the other night. No, overcooked.
Well, Nana's sorted, but what about the boys?
I shouldn't have put the other bit back in the fridge, in the freezer. Let me just see if it's frozen. I'm hoping that the rest of the steak hasn't frozen completely through, and I'm going to do them a little bit of really rare.
Thank goodness she's only just frozen it.
I tell you what, I've got a sore under the stairs.
Blimey, that is a big one.
Oh my God, I'm nearly there. I'll just finish it off. That's certainly rare, but that's sort of rare, not cooked at all, even not defrosted rare.
Yes, I wouldn't serve that. But she's going to anyway. Picanha!
My darling, that is for you.
I like the fat on my steak. That's great. Thank you. Big pepper.
That's very nicely presented.
Very
I
big
do like the pepper on the side. Very orange and Brazilian. There's lots of compliments going on here, Louise.
Yeah.
You haven't tasted it yet?
That is perfectly done.
perfect.
That's medium rare.
good.
Sorry, that's not rare. Maybe enough for you. Is that cooked enough for you, my dear?
That is delicious. I like salt and pepper on mine. I think Louise was probably dreading having me over. She thought I was probably going to kick off big time, and I didn't at all, because she actually accidentally cooked my steak very well done, and I ate it.
Wasn't an accident.
I thought the steak that Louise gave me was really beautiful.
I feel I've come from the brink of disaster to maybe reaching the finishing line with maybe a success.
Back at the table, there's more posh talk about one's mater and pater.
Daddy left school at 12, and what they wanted for my sister and I, my brother, was to speak well. So they sent us to elocution. They thought that was so...
They sent you to elocution?
Yeah, elocution. They thought...
Elocution.
Would you like me to give you the address?
Louise?
But I could eat beef.
Yes.
Before you went to elocution lessons, what was your accent like?
I can't remember.
Was it
But I like
very
it, but-
Cockney? Was it apple and stairs? You know,
Oh, no, no,
apple and pears.
Apples and pears.
Apple and stairs.
The pears.
No,
That elocution. She will learn you right.
I think she'll have her work cut out.
I think the atmosphere has been quite light-hearted. I think it's been good fun.
Looks like Louise's hostessing skills have paid off.
I think as the week has come to a close, we've all got to know each other very well, and I think that means that we've bonded, and therefore we're all being sort of probably more polite and maybe a bit more tolerant than we might have been at the beginning of the week.
There's just time for Louise to see if she can win the bag of sand with her troublesome dessert. That cream is fooling no one. Get your Amsteds round that. Cappuccino crème brûlée.
It's yummy.
I think he's being polite.
What is the brown stuff?
It's a lot of Kahlua
The bottom brown stuff.
and Tia Maria. Come on, Nanny, you know you like it.
I don't think she does.
It's making me want to burp for some reason.
Mmm, gassy.
The dessert was a little bit weird.
It's not good. It's not good.
You know, it doesn't matter as long as the evening's great. I've done my best and I have really tried hard.
But was it enough to stand a fighting chance? Louise needs 25 to win.
Sadly, I think her crème brûlée really let her down, and so I'm going to give her a 6.
Dessert I really didn't like at all, so I'm going to give Louise a 6.
Louise has been a fantastic hostess, and therefore I'm going to give her an 8.
Time for Louise to reveal the results.
Don't worry, it's not another piece of overcooked beef. In fourth place, Nick. In third place, the one and only me. In second place, Nana.
Well done.
So that means in first place, do I really have to say it's Robbie?
I told everybody that I could prove to them that I could cook, and evidently I can.
Obviously, I'm so disappointed to have come last.
I'm obviously devastated with second place because you have to be first, best or different.
And me, the best man,
absolutely.
win.
He already has.
First thing is, I love the people in Kensington and Chelsea. And the second thing is, I'm never going to use a wood saw to cut my steak again.
I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I hate to go. There's so many times I've let you down. So many times I've played around. I tell you now, they